So as you arrive, just starting to bring the full awareness now down into the root, down into the sit bones. And from there, just allowing the spine to lengthen up through the back of the neck into the crown of the head. Just letting the shoulders release away from the ears. And just start to become aware of any heaviness, allowing that heaviness to kind of release through the body, allowing it to release all the way into those sit bones. So don't let the body crumple here. Keep the body nice and long, nice and strong. But see if you can just let that heaviness go. The face is soft, the throat is soft. The belly is soft, and the breath is soft. Just take a few moments to see if you can fully arrive in your present moment. Fully arrive with how you're feeling physically this morning. And without tensing around the face or the throat or the jaw, see if you can just start to lengthen those breaths and see if you can just follow the breath's journey. So as you inhale, just following the journey of the breath in through the nose as it expands down into your belly, maybe filling up the rib cage and the chest. And see if you can just stay directly behind the breath as you exhale, keeping that nice, long, strong spine. But just let the exhalation release any of that heaviness again. So inhaling, following the breath, being right behind the journey of the breath, expanding through the breath. And exhaling, allowing release of that heaviness. So as you inhale now, following that journey of the breath, almost just visualize yourself, your torso, your chest, your ribs opening up, almost blossoming like a flower. So really feel as though you're expanding, opening up with the inhalation. And with the exhalation, follow the journey of that breath. See if you can follow it right into the root, right into the sit bones, allowing any heaviness to release into those sit bones. See if you can keep the back of the throat nice and open so we're not kind of narrowing the air tube like you do with Ujjayi breath, but keep it nice and open so it's all about the expansion as you inhale and the release as you exhale. Just a few more of those breaths now. Just really follow behind the breath so you stay as present with the breath as you can. And just taking one big, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the heart center. You can keep the eyes closed. If you take the thumbs in towards the breastbone and just have the fingers so they're facing forwards a little bit rather than up to open up the back of your shoulders. Push the palms together so you can feel the engagement in the upper arms. And lift up through the back of the neck. So we're going to drop the chin to the chest in a moment, but we're not just going to bring the chin to the chest. We're going to feel as though there's kind of a ball underneath the chin into kind of the throat area. So feel as though you're lifting the chin up and over that ball. So your back of your neck is nice and long. You can feel the stretch in it and just releasing the chin. It doesn't have to touch the chest. Just stretching the back of the neck. Let the shoulders relax. Push the palms together. And then you can just release the hands onto the knees. Bringing the head back to a nice neutral position. Let the shoulders relax. So we're going to take the arms nice and wide now. You can open the eyes if you haven't already. And really open up through the front of your shoulders, your chest. And we're going to inhale the arms overhead. See if we can work with the breath here. And then exhale, hands to the heart center. So we're going to interlace the hands. Inhale, take the arms forward and overhead. And exhale, release the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, pulling the hands away from your bottom, opening the chest, just tuck the chin gently. And then release the hands. And we'll just take those interlace in the opposite direction. Remember, inhaling as we kind of lift up, exhale as we release. So inhale, arms overhead. Reach into those fingertips. Exhale, hands to the heart center. See if you can change the cross of the fingers as you inhale the arms forwards and up. Exhale, release the hands again. If you remember, changing the cross of the fingers as you interlace them behind you, tuck the chin, open up through the chest. And exhale, release those hands when you're ready. So let's take a nice stretch over towards the right side. So we're going to straighten out the left leg in front of you, and we're going to take a nice stretch over towards the right side. So right hand comes down towards the floor, left arm up and over. Taking a nice big stretch and just pushing that left sit bone into the ground. You can send the right arm away from you. So feel as though you're lifted up and over the pelvis, lengthen into the crown of your head. And flexing that left foot if you can, so you can feel a real good stretch in the back of the body. Lovely, take a deep breath in. Exhale, you can release the hand coming all the way up, and we're going to come up onto the knee now. So again, inhale, lift up, push the hips forward and open up through the chest. So we're really finding that stretch in the side of the body. And if it works for you here, you can lift up that left leg, pointing the toe, and really think about pushing the hips forward, holding it. Lovely, so we'll take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, just releasing all the way back down again, almost coming into a little bit of an A-frame with the legs, and we're taking a twist towards that bent leg. So just come into a twist towards the bent leg. Don't twist so much into the lower back, mainly in the chest and the shoulders if you can. And just taking a few breaths here. Keep the chin parallel with the floor. You don't need to look all the way around with the neck unless it feels good. You want to see if we can just create a little bit of space in the shoulders and the chest. Lovely. So take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Come back to the front, and we'll take a stretch over to the other side. So reach up and over towards that left leg. Big stretch here, really feel the stretch in the side of the body. And then we're going to roll forward. So starting to rotate the chest down towards that left leg, and just see if you can move the hands down towards the left leg. So it's still quite early in the practice. So use the breath here to lengthen. And exhale, folding over the inside of that left leg. Taking two more of those, inhaling and exhaling. And the last one, deep breath in and fully exhale. So we're going to inhale, reach forwards, coming all the way up. Use your core to come up, release the hands. And we'll take it to the other side now. So right leg straight, it comes forwards a little bit to begin with, coming into that Janushirasana, so the right leg on the inside of the thigh. And then we're going to release the left hand, inhale up and over towards the other side. So really just feel as though you're pushing your right sit bone now into the ground, so you feel the extra lift, lifting up and over the pelvis, just breathing here. You can look up to the hand, look forward, whatever feels good on the neck. And then use the core to reach up and release that hand, lifting up onto your left leg, opening up through the chest, push the hips forwards. Really see if you can send the shoulder blades together. And then you might want to lift up that right leg if that feels good for you. Just working into the gluteus medius there. Hold it here for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Deep breath in. Exhale, releasing all the way down again. Taking the legs into a bit more of an A-frame, and we're just going to take that twist towards the left leg now. So into the shoulders. Don't worry about the lower body twisting so much. Lifting up, flexing those right toes up towards the ceiling. Chins parallel with the floor. Use the breath to lengthen the spine. As you inhale, the exhalation, maybe to move those shoulders a bit deeper into the twist. Deep breath in Exhale, coming back to a center position. And we're going to take that stretch over towards the right side now. So inhaling the left arm up and over. So really feel the stretch in the side of the body. Reach all the way into the fingertips. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, just taking that kind of almost rolling twist so that your body is then coming on the inside of that right leg. And we're inhaling, lengthening. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Really lift up and out of the pelvis. One more of those. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, release, and just allow yourself to find softness here. So see if you can kind of make the shoulders, the back of the shoulders feel equally stretched. So you're not kind of relying on one area in particular. And we're pulling the belly button back towards the spine. That little bit of core engagement might help the back release a bit more. So we're going to take a deep breath in, coming all the way up. Release those hands, just taking yourself into a cross-legged position again. Making sure that you're on your sit bones for another, just a big stretch before we come onto all fours. So inhaling the arms overhead, reaching up and out of the pelvis as you fold forwards, and you just really start to reach the fingertips forwards. You're on your sit bones, reaching forwards. You might release the head here, maybe come onto the fingertips so you can really open up through the shoulders. And then we're going to place the hands on the floor, nice white fingers, middle fingers facing forward, and just see if you can roll over onto all fours. And then just setting yourself up for just finishing off, warming up the spine with some nice cat-cow. So we're just coming to balance equally across all four limbs. And just think about the core now. We're pulling the belly button up towards the heart space. So you're kind of pulling it up and almost keeping it there. So you've got some it's kind of a little bit holding on to it so that it's nice and secure and stable. Stable is the word I'm looking for. Lengthen through the crown of the head and push the tops of the feet into the ground to make the feeling core engaged a bit more then. So we're going to move into cat-cows. You might want to close the eyes as you inhale. And as you exhale. Lifting the pelvic floor muscles as you exhale around the back as well. So it's kind of supporting the abdomen. Inhaling, let that belly drop, shoulders, chest drops, shoulders come together. Exhale, think about engaging your core. Think about lifting the belly button towards the spine. Lift the perineum. Nice long breath so that the breath and the movement synchronize. Just a few more of those, breathing in and out. And then if you need to, just taking it off the center line, if you want to take circles, if you want to take side stretches, taking whatever movements you need to make just to find that space, maybe taking the hips back to the heels. Maybe moving forwards. And then when you've kind of taken a few of those, just come to bring the sit bones back to the heels and really reach the hands forward so that the fingers are facing forwards. Release the forehead. Just sending the shoulder blades towards each other so you're really opening up those arms. Push the hands into the ground and just come back up onto all fours so that the arms are a little bit further than underneath the shoulder. So we're going to round it back now, tuck the chin, pull the belly button towards the spine. That core is engaged. We're going to come to downward dog from here, keeping the core engagement. So tucking the toes, the back is rounded now. Let's hover the knees. You feel core engagement. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, keep that rounding of the back. As you start to push the floor away from you, keep the belly button towards the spine as you lengthen through your back first of all. So the back is nice and straight. Keep the knees bent and just push the ground away from you. Let the head relax. Really feel the length created in the spine. Pushing into the heels. Push the hands away from you. And then maybe have a bit of a walk or move into your downward dog, however you need to. Whatever feels good for you. Coming to a nice comfortable position. Nice wide hands, push the hands away from you. And we're going to take a little bit of a pointy toe with the right leg. So when you're ready, see if you can take that right leg up towards the ceiling and just point the toe. So you get a good stretch there. We're going to inhale now. And as you exhale, round through your back, engage the core again, shift the weight forward. Inhale, coming back up again. And exhale, coming forwards. And the last one, we're going to inhale up this time. And as we come forward, release the foot to the ground. And just let the hips sink. Release the knee for a moment. So you can keep those toes tucked if you want to. And just allow the pelvis to lengthen forwards. So just releasing the toes now. Let's open up through the chest as you take the arms wide and all the way overhead. Sink into the hips again. Hold it here. Push that back leg away from you. And we're going to bring the hands together to the heart center for a little twist. Remember, the twist still comes mainly in the upper body into the chest. So you might keep that back knee down. You might want to challenge yourself in your balance a little bit, engage your core and lift the back knee. But see if you can just keep the hips low, keep lengthening through the spine, holding it here. Really open up through the chest. Lift that back buttock, lift the back knee for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if the back leg is up, just releasing that, coming back to center. And we're going to inhale the arms all the way overhead. Reach up and out of the pelvis as you fold forward, lifting the back leg again. Keep it low, stepping back into plank where you can release the knees. So push into the heels, lengthen through the crown of the head, push the hands away from you. Just take 3 breaths here. And then releasing the knees to the ground. So as we bring the elbows back, we bring the chest forward. Bottom is slightly up, and then just releasing your bottom so that you can take the legs nice and wide. Hands under the shoulders, push the feet into the ground, engage your glutes as you start to lengthen forwards, just taking a baby cobra. So inhaling, come into your baby cobra. And then exhale, release. 2 more of those. Inhaling, lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulders back, away from the ears. And exhale. Last one, deep breath in. And exhale, just melting all the way down. Just taking now the left arm in front of you. We're going to bend the right knee. The right arm comes in front of you. And you can hold on to the foot or the ankle and just push that foot into your hand. So lifting up, maybe lifting up for your head. Open up the shoulder, hold it here for 1, 2, push the foot into the hand, 3, 4, and 5, releasing all the way down and hands coming, take a big stretch actually. And then hands coming back underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes straight into downward dog or onto all fours and then into your downward dog. So let yourself arrive again, feel that good stretch in the spine, let the head relax. Really open those shoulder blades, do what feels good for the shoulders. Maybe have a walk. And then coming to stillness. So those 3 breaths again with the left leg this time. So first of all, we'll find the stretch before we think about taking it forward. So see if you're nice and equal on the other 3 limbs. Take the stretch, deep breath in. And then exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, take the leg back. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, coming forwards and releasing that leg onto the floor. So let the hips sink. Lengthen the leg, lift the knee to the back of the body. Engage that back buttock as well as you lengthen through the crown of your head. And then just releasing the knee. Just push into the heels and then release the toes. Find length and inhale, taking the arms all the way overhead. So keep the hips low Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sinking. Just work with that breath now. The inhale kind of rises, opens you up, blossoms the whole of the chest, the torso. The exhale, just let yourself sink a bit deeper into your roots. Take the hands together to heart center. We're twisting towards the left side. So you might stay upright, whatever feels good. Remember, the twist is coming in the upper body. You might hook that right elbow over the left knee. And you might lift the back leg. If you do, really think about engaging that back leg, lifting the back knee, engaging the back glutes, holding it here. So really twisting into the upper body and the shoulders. The lower body isn't twisting so much. 3, 4, and 5. Lovely. Take a deep breath in, releasing your knee. Coming back to the front and release the hands. We're going to inhale the arms up, reach up and over, tuck the back toes. Find a nice lunge first of all. So really lift that back leg, let the hips lower and step back into your plank. Tuck the tailbone, so you can tuck the toe. Engage your core, 3 breaths. Push into the hands, don't just go onto the sides of the hands, push into the whole of the hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees, and shifting the weight forwards as you take the elbows backwards. Releasing the legs nice and wide. Push the toes into the ground, engaging your legs, your thighs, your glutes. Inhale, coming up maybe a bit higher. And exhale, release. 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale, release. And the last one, deep breath in. And exhale, releasing. So stretching through into the right side now, right arm forward, pushing the top of that right leg into the ground. And we're going to bend the left knee, bring the arm behind you. Really see if you can lengthen through the left side as you push. Sorry, the right side as you push the left foot into the hand. And you can lift up through the front of the body as well. Holding it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Releasing everything nice and long. We'll just take a Shalabhasana variation now. So legs are wide, arms are wide, and this is all about length rather than trying to just crunch into the lower back. We're going to inhale, find length, find length, find length, and lift up here. Look down towards maybe the top of the mat. Hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Deep breath in. Exhale, releasing. Taking the hands under the shoulders and either up onto all fours or use your core to come into downward dog. A nice wide legs here, downward dog. Nice wide hands. And the hands and feet are quite far away from each other, so it's a little bit restorative. Push the ground away from you. Really, really find length in the back of the body and the shoulder. Let your head relax. And just taking some long, deep breaths in. And again, that inhalation is expanding everything. And the exhalation allows you to really feel grounded through your hands. Lovely. So you can take a step forward, a jump forward, or a couple of steps forward, but coming to a half lift. So it's entirely up to you. Hands can be on the floor, on chins, on blocks, but see if you can just find a little bit length through the spine, through the back of the neck. Plant the feet on the floor, about hip distance apart, maybe a bit closer. Just finding lift and length, lift and length. And then we're going to inhale, see if we can really lengthen forward, shift the weight forward as you come into a forward fold. So you can release the hands onto the ground if you want to. You can take the hands behind you if you want to. And see if you can really use that belly to create length in your spine. So feel as though you're crawling the belly along your thighs. Exhale, kind of folding a bit deeper.
Inhale, keeping that engagement in the belly. So we're going to bend the knees now. Coming to take the hips back, lengthen through, as if we're going to dive off the block. So it's a bit of flat back here. And then take the hips back as you come up into your chair pose. So sink a little bit lower, lift a little bit higher. Try not to stick the bottom out too much. Reaching up towards the ceiling, maybe looking up here as long as it feels okay on the neck. Really stretch into those arms. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Taking a big stretch with the arms overhead into extended Tadasana. Try not to arch the back here. We want to find length and almost engage the core. So you feel as though you're bringing the belly back and up. So we're just going to take ourselves into a balance. So inhale, reach up. And then exhale, hands coming to the heart center. So just take a moment in Samasthiti here, hands at heart center, to really feel the strength in the legs and the length in the spine, and really allow yourself to feel your feet rooting into the ground. The core is engaged. And we're going to lift up the left leg, so we're bending left knee, so just to wake the psoas muscles. So taking the weight into the right leg, find a focus, bringing the left knee up to hip height. See if you can engage that core and lengthen through the spine. Hands can come onto hips, sometimes that's easier, or they can stay at heart center. And then you can start to engage your core as you take that left leg back into warrior 3. See if you can engage the core, really root through that standing leg, flexing the left foot so the toes go down towards the ground, lengthen through the crown of the head, engage your core, find somewhere to focus on. See if we can really, with control, bring that knee back to the front. And lengthen through the crown of the head, try not to lean forwards. Releasing that leg, release the hand. We're going to take a little fold forwards again. So we're going to take the arms all the way overhead. And then we're folding forwards into half lift again. So folding into your half lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. So really feel as though you're lifting the belly button back towards the spine, back the neck's nice and long. Exhale, folding forwards. Crown of the head goes towards the ground. Feel that belly kind of crawl along tops of the thighs. Shift your weight forward so the hips are over the ankles. And then we're going to come to half lift. So pull the belly button in, length through the spine. You'll come into a half lift, bending the knees, taking the hips back. And then slowly, slowly, so this is all really controlled. You're sinking back into the heels, reach up. Maybe sink a bit lower. Maybe look up. And then deep breath in as you straighten up through the legs into your extended Tadasana, not bending the back, engaging the core. And then hands come to the heart center. And just take a moment just to find that focus, find that connection with the ground beneath you, find the engagement in your belly, and taking the weight onto the left foot. So the right knee comes up to hip height. That will just start to wake the psoas up. That helps us to balance. And then when you're ready, see if you can keep those hips straight as you take that right leg back, flexing the back foot, holding it here. For 1, engage that back leg, push into the heels, so that back leg is strong. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bringing the knee all the way back in front of you. And then you can release that foot to the floor. Take a moment to find your Tadasana. So this time we're going to take the arms nice and wide and move into a little bit of a standing back bend before we come through a bit of a flow. So inhale the arms wide, take the palms together if you can, and really reach out of the pelvis. So you want to open up through the chest into the back bend, not just the lower back. So push the hips forward, reach up, taking a little bit of a standing back bend here. It's the thoracic spine, the upper spine. And then come back to extended Tadasana. Engage your core as you fold into a half lift. So we don't want to go straight from back bend to fold all the way forward, which is why we want that back a little bit straight now. And we're going to bend the knees, just taking the arms forward, really sink low into almost like a low chair. And then releasing the hands to the ground. Take a little hop or a jump back into a downward dog or a step. So just take a couple of breaths here. Just find where you are. Spread the fingers nice and wide so you can really feel those hands connect with the ground. Take a deep breath in. We're going to come, as we exhale, we're coming into plank. So deep breath in and almost wave your body through into lengthen through the crown of the head. See if you can really engage your core muscles here. Inhale, and as you exhale, move through knees, chest, chin, or you might want to do chaturanga. Inhale, coming into your back bend, wherever that is, shoulders away from the ears, lifting up. Just going to stay here for a deep breath in. Exhale, 2 more of those. Push the feet into the ground, engaging your glutes, your bottom. And then tuck the toes, use your core to come into your downward dog. So inhale here and exhale. Another breath in. Exhale. So we're going to lift up the right leg. Keep the foot flexed this time. Don't lift it too high. And then bringing it forward, shift your weight forward. Keep everything lifted and you plant that foot on the ground. So we're going to come up to a high lunge now. So just make sure the feet are set up nicely. Push into the back heel to come up to your high lunge. Lovely. So reach those arms overhead. Again, it's opening up through the chest. Push into the back heel. Lift, lift, lift. Lift the back knee if you can. Hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. So we're going to just turn on that back foot. I'm going to face away from you. We're coming to warrior 2. So see if you can just turn the hips so they face towards the left side. Warrior 2. Just check that front knee isn't moving into the center line. It's staying above, kind of, it can go forward of the ankle or back, but you don't really want it to go to the center line of the body unless it's, unless it doesn't feel right. But we want it kind of directly above the ankle. If you kind of just take the foot so it points a little bit towards the right side, moving from the hip, that will help to even it out again. So think about the back leg now. Lift the back buttocks, because when we're in downward dog, a lot of yogis don't use that back buttock. So have a little bit of feel. If it's not engaged, engage it and lift the knee. Sink a bit lower, push into the back foot, not just the side of the back foot, the whole of the back foot. Holding it here. Look over the front fingertips. Lovely. So we're going to straighten through that front leg, lift up and out the pelvis, and take that fold forward. Let the back hip follow you. So your lower back feels okay. And then again, the twist is coming into the upper body, into the shoulders. Reach up into that top hand. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head. Keep kind of engaging the core a little bit here and really open up these shoulders. Keep pushing into that back leg. Back leg needs to be fully engaged. That's our anchor point. And then pushing your hand away from you, push into the back leg to come all the way up again. So we're going to take a little twist again now towards that front leg, arms overhead. Twist onto your back toes and bend your knee, lifting up and over. Hold it here. Lovely. So we're going to take a deep breath in, move it up and over that front leg, stepping back into your plank. Tuck the tailbone, engage your glutes. Deep breath in, exhale, knees, then shifting the chest forward, elbows back onto the ground. 3 breaths in your back bend. Shoulders away from the ears. And then tuck the toes into downward dog. Lovely. So we want a length and room in the lower back here as you push the ground away from you. Let those shoulders be nice and open. And we're going to take a hop or a jump or a step forward to a half lift. So hopping, stepping, jumping forward, half lift, lengthen through the spine, looking a couple of feet in front of you, pulling the belly button towards the spine. We want the back to be straight, so we don't want to be rounding the back here, lengthening forwards. And then we're going to take the hips back, taking the arms all the way overhead, reaching into those fingertips in your chair legs. Lovely, starting to push into the feet, lift up, and then releasing the hands. So taking that again from that kind of back bend, standing, lifting out the pelvis. Going to go this end again this time. So we're going to inhale, taking the arms wide, palms together. Really open up those armpits to the front of your mat as you reach into the fingertips. So we're pushing the hips forwards, opening up through the chest, lifting up, reaching up. Hold it here. And then when you're ready, we're coming forward into a half lift. So keep that back straight as you come into a half lift. Belly is engaged, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then taking the hips back as we take the arms overhead into a low, low chair. Deep breath in, exhale, folding forward, you can keep your knees bent. And then you can take the weight into the hands as you step back or jump back into your downward dog. So just let everything relax here. Really feel that connection you have with the ground. Engage with your breath. And then we're going to do the same on the left side. So keeping your right foot connected with the ground, lifting the left leg up, keep it flexed. And then slowly, slowly, we're bringing that knee to the nose, shifting the weight forward. See if you can really lift the spine, lift the belly as you take the foot onto the ground. And just make sure the feet are set up, lengthen through the spine as you use your legs to find your high lunge. Lift that back knee, lift the back buttock, it should be engaged. Back heel is off the ground. See if you can grow that spine into a little bit of a bend. Maybe sink a bit lower into the hips. And then we're going to open up towards the right side into warrior two. Straighten the front leg and just rearrange yourself if you need to. So the back leg's connected with the ground, lifting the back of the back thigh, lifting the back buttock, looking over the front fingertips, shoulders away from the ear, open up through the chest. Maybe sink a bit lower. Push into that back foot. And then straightening up through the front leg to find lift in your waist so that you can almost lift yourself up and over your hips into triangle. So let the back hip follow you and then start to open up and twist into the chest. Lengthen through the crown of the head. You can look up, you can look down, you can look forward here, whatever feels best. Try to have the forehead above the chin so you're lifting through the crown of the head, lifting through your chest, pushing into the back leg. So taking that left palm away from you, pushing to the back leg to come all the way up. And then seeing if that balance will help you as you come back into high lunge, bend the front knee, lifting the back knee. See if you can have both hips facing the front. And then inhale, reaching up over that front leg, stepping back into your plank. Tucking the tailbone lengthen through the crown of the head, push the hands away from you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees release to the ground. Shift the weight forwards. You could come all the way down through chaturanga. And then lifting up into that back bend. So lifting, lifting, lifting. You might even take it a little bit higher this time. Pushing the feet into the ground. Lifting up, shoulders away from the ears. Tuck the toes. Use your core to come into your downward dog. So let your face be soft. Let yourself just take a moment just to restore in this downward dog position. Nice breaths in and out. And then we're going to take a hop or jump forward, half lift again. So if you want to step, you can hop or jump, keeping the hips high, half lift, lengthen through the back of the head. Taking the weight back into the heels, reaching up, finding a higher chair this time, not so low. Reach up here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pushing into the feet, coming all the way up. Nice big stretch over the head. And then releasing the hands next to you. And just take a moment now, just to find both feet in a nice, comfortable position. Arms coming next to you. And we are going to fold forwards in a moment. So we're going to take the feet a little bit wider. Take the heels a little bit wider, the toes a bit nicer on the lower back. And then we're going to take the arms all the way overhead. So take the arms in front of you. So you've got that stability in the upper back. Palms face towards each other, push the feet into the ground, don't come onto the sides of the feet. And then reaching up and over the femurs to come down into a half lift to begin with. So lengthen through the crown of the head here. Shift the weight forwards, half lift. And then release down to the ground. You can take legs a little bit wider if that feels good. So heel toe and limb apart, hands on the ground. Toes towards each other, so a bit pigeon toe. Shift the weight forwards and release your head. So we want to send the butt up towards the ceiling, crown of the head towards the ground. Take the hands on the sides of the toes, the sides of the feet, ankles or toes. See if you can send those elbows wide. Again, lifting up your belly button and rolling it forwards and up. Engaging the core. So if this one feels okay, then feel free to do so. We're going to take the right hand in the middle of the mat and then open up through the chest, twisting towards the left side. See into those shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then planting the left hand down, inhaling towards the right side. Lifting up. Inhale here. Exhale. Walk those hands forward, find your half lift again. Have a look at the feet, heel toes, this time at 10 to 2. So toes are outwards. That movement comes from the hips, not just from the feet. So we're externally rotating the hips as we bend the knees. And just bring yourself up into your goddess pose with the hands at the heart center. Sink nice and low. Butt is stuck out a bit here. So your spine should be in that nice neutral position where you have got a little curve in the lower back. Elbows go wide. Sink a bit lower. So we're going to take a deep breath in here. And as we exhale, pulling the heels together, coming all the way up. So we're going to squat all the way down there. So you might want to bring the heels together a little bit closer and bring a cushion underneath your bottom. So it's entirely up to you. So big stretch overhead. And then hands can come to heart center, and we're just going to slowly move down. So if goddess is enough, stay in goddess. Or you can try not to lean forward too much as you come down, just lifting slightly out the hip joints, lengthen through the back of the neck. In your Malasana, yogi pose, yogi squat. Deep breath in and exhale. See if you can release the bottom to the ground with control, bringing the soles of the feet together. And start to lift up through the chest. Last little exercise for the core here as we take the legs nice and wide. Lifting up through the core. Allowing that belly to work.
Maybe taking the legs a bit wider. And then bringing the feet together if you can, keeping the belly up near the thighs. Lifting out the pelvis, lengthening the spine. And then see if you can release into your boat or half boat pose. Keep lengthening through the spine, belly still working here. A few more breaths. And then we're going to take the palms towards the ground and slowly lower into low boat. And this one is optional. Hands behind the head. See if you can keep this kind of middle area connected with the ground as you roll over into a little back bend just to finish off. So lifting up through the elbows, lifting up to the back of the legs. Let the legs go wide if you need to. It's all about lengthen. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reach the arms in front of you and just interlace them behind you, just to lift up the chest a bit more. And then take a deep breath in and we'll exhale, releasing all the way down. And you can just let the toes face towards each other a bit nicer on the lower back. Interlace the hands, forehead on the interlace. Give the jaw a wiggle. Let those shoulders relax. And just tap into the breath now. So tap into the breath in the back of the body. Expanding the breath in the back of the body. And then you can start to roll over onto the front, where we're going to just take nice supported inversions. So I'm going to place something under the sacrum. Make sure it's big enough to really support it. So I've got a big block. Don't kind of do it on that end, just do it on this end, or it might be a couple of pillows or a bolster. So just take a moment to feel nice and comfortable on your back. Let the shoulders relax. Nice long back of the neck. And then we'll just bend the knees. And just lifting the hips, just placing that block underneath the sacrum. Hands come next to you. And then we're going to take the arms, the legs all the way overhead. So you can take the arms wide here as well now. Just flex the feet for a moment. See if you can have the ankles above the hips. Close the eyes. And just let the feet relax now. So you might want to take expansive breaths. Just allowing the effect of the inversion just to take a moment. And then just allowing the breath to return to what is a natural rhythm. So if the eyes aren't closed, maybe closing the eyes. And just connecting with how the body is starting to wind down. So we're just going to bend the knees whenever you're ready. So whenever you're ready, starting to think about coming out of the inversion, releasing the feet to the ground, and you can just lift the hips again, just removing that block from underneath you. And we're releasing the spine to the floor. So you might want to just lift the head up when you've got the soles of the feet on the floor, lengthen through the back of the neck, let the arms release. And you can keep the knees bent if you like, or you can just slide the feet away from you. And just take a few moments to, again, just feel that connection with the ground. So where you feel as though you're
lifted off the ground, often the shoulders might be, or the hips might be kind of engaged, or the butt might be engaged. See if you can just let all of that release. Just concentrate on allowing the body to be soft and let go. And just slow the breath down, and again expand it from the back to the front as you inhale and exhale, release from the front to the back, so you can just feel that extra connection with the ground. You might want to let that expansive breath return to a natural rhythm. Try to stay as present as you can with where your body is right now. Try not to run off yet into the future. I know I do that a lot myself. So see if you can just stay present in this moment, almost like you're recharging the batteries. Present with the breath, present with the sensations in your body. The mind starts to wander into what's next today, just bringing it back to where you are right now. That's all that matters. You can allow that presence just to expand outwards now, just to take in, still in the present moment, but external sensations and stimuli, such as sounds, such as feelings on the skin from maybe the wind in the window, and then staying wherever you are, just starting to just be mindfully moving into the fingers and the toes. Take a nice stretch, or move however feels good for you now. And we'll just bend the knees and roll over onto one side. And then just pushing yourself up, so you're kind of almost just pushing everything up, stacking everything, one thing on top of the other as you come up seated. And we shall finish with a prana mudra, just to bring the energy to heart center for the rest of the day. So again, lifting up through the pelvis, spine is long, back of the neck is long, trying to keep the crown of the head above the sit bones, not leaning forwards. Hands come to heart center, take the elbows nice and wide. And so as we inhale, we'll take the arms wide, palms face up, like goddess arms. Exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, palms together. And then just exhale the hands to heart center. Just take a moment here of stillness with yourself. And then again, you may want to drop the nose, the eyes to the hands, lifting up through the back of the neck. Hands come to knees, and then bringing your head back to center. You can open your eyes and close your practice. Thank you very much for joining today. Have a lovely day. Hopefully that energized you for the rest of the day. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you. Bye.
Very